We are doing R.O.B TV! This is Ryan Pinot.
Gary Stocker.
Bringing you a results-oriented business episode. We're on week 4 now.
Week 4.
Second week of branding. This is our second week of doing some branding stuff, and I'm really excited. So why don't we get started?
Excellent.
Yeah?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So really quick, we always start with our social media, just announcements. And the announcement, as it was last week and the week before that, is really nothing huge. It's just, if you have any questions about branding, you send them to my Facebook account, Ryan Pinot on Facebook. We've been getting a lot of great questions through Facebook right now, so we've been able to answer them. And now I'm on Twitter. Woo! I am on Twitter. I am on Twitter now at R.B Pinot. R as in Ryan, B as in Bradley, Pinot.
As in Pinot.
So if you have any branding questions, you can check me out on Twitter now too. Social media exercise of the week. Speaking of Twitter and Facebook, ask some questions this week. On your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your blog, ask some questions. You don't see that enough. Too many people just post anything. Ask some good questions that just engage your audience at a fun level. What kind of superhero would you be? What's your favorite Starbucks drink? Promo to Starbucks. Whatever it might be, just ask some questions this week and see what it does for engaging your audience. Last week's review, we did step 1 of the whole brand experience, and we talked about the story. We introduced brand. We said you need to start developing your story. We kind of threw out a story exercise of some kind.
A hot dog vendor, and we talked about developing a really engaging, good historical or experiential kind of story that really engaged emotion, and asked what is the takeaway from your brand? What is that feeling that people want to walk away with? Remember, quick review of what branding is. Marketing is this great cartoon, I'm a great guy, saying to the girl. Advertising would be, I'm a great guy, I'm a great guy, I'm a great guy. Branding, so I understand you're a great guy. See that the brand precedes the individual. That's what we're talking about when it comes to branding. Couple quick things to remember. 75% of buying decisions are based on emotion alone. 61% of people feel the volume of advertising is way too much stuff. I think we get on average some 110 advertisements a day impression on us. And 64% of consumers made a first purchase with a brand due to a digital brand experience, which makes you think about your social media a little bit more. Say that again, Ryan.
64% of people made a first-time purchase from a company due to an experience they had with that brand online.
That's pretty powerful.
Does that make you?
Absolutely.
Does that make sense now?
Yep.
That I reworded it? Thanks.
No, you said it correctly. I just think you needed to really reinforce it. It's a really powerful statistic. So,
thank you. Yeah. No, thanks. Whatever. So we're on part 2 of this, and part 2 today we're talking about the experience. It's all about the experience. It's the brand. The brand is about the story and developing that story to make it more of an experience for your consumer, for your customer, is what we're talking about today. So that someone understands that it's not just a visual impression, it's not just something to think about, but it's a full-on engaging experience when you're working within a brand and when you're using a brand. So today, what's the experience? It's what we remember. Gary's going to talk a little bit more about this, and what this really means is what I like to think about is I like to think about the times in life that you remember most. Do you remember the lectures from the teacher, or do you remember the times that went outside of the box to create like that little added bonus of a teaching experience? Does that make sense, Gary?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm talking about, the experience versus just getting lectured at?
Yeah, well, obviously when you tie in experience, you're usually tying in multiple senses, for example. That's a really powerful way to connect the cognitive part of the brain to the emotional part of the brain. And part of an experience, when you talk about remembering, you have a higher likelihood of remembering an experience if you tie in multiple senses. So restaurants have an easy time. They get to incorporate, taste and smell as well as ambiance and other things like that. So they really try to create an experience. They're all about creating an experience. When you think about the difference that's happened in the restaurateur environment, it used to be a chef-owned and operated business for the most part. If you were a chef and you were great at what you did, you said, you know what, I'm going to open up a restaurant. I'm so good at being a chef, everyone's going to want to come and eat it. Well, what's changed is now you have,